What the fuck is going on?
Howdy.
This is
Howdy,
just,
howdy.
It's just jarring how early in the day it is right now.
So early.
That's okay. That's fine.
I hate a dome lid.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you brought it up. So I
hate that.
went to Macca's to get coffee on the way because, on a positive note, love their point reward system. I have so many points that I'm more often than not can get a free iced latte. But it actually cost me 45 cents because I add an extra shot. So, technically free, right? However, they've started giving me these weird paper cups that
it's because SA are completely banning single-use plastics now. So, like, you can't have, like, a plastic cup anymore, like, at all. It's all got to be cardboard or paper or whatever the fuck that is. That's why they're not see-through anymore.
Okay. The design, hate it.
Yeah.
This is hideous.
Make a see-through cardboard. You know what I mean? I need to see my liquid.
There just has to be a better solution.
I enjoy seeing my liquid.
But also, this just looks like something you would give someone who would be in a padded cell.
Yeah.
Because they can't be trusted with, like, sharp edges.
Yeah.
Not a fan of it.
There's no need for a dome lid for an iced latte.
How many turtles are we really killing that I have to continuously have soggy cardboard in my drinks?
Yeah,
we can't be killing that many.
I can understand. The the straw is where I draw the line.
Yeah.
Sick to death of a cardboard straw.
Do you know what? I'd even prefer if there was a government incentive. Do you remember in high school where maybe this is a unique experience. In high school, if you like registered your email on the Libra website, like the sanitary
Libra,
like the sanitary product website, they would send you a Libra bag with free products in it.
Oh, fun.
And do you know how many times I did that? Like 500 times. I was like, this is the greatest scam known to man.
We love an MLM.
Well, it was an MLM. They need to do something like that, but where they design, I've seen it, it's like a plastic takeaway cup, but the lid is like a flat lid with like a sippy thing, right? Imagine that, but it's not plastic, it's like reusable.
It should be like you pay like $10 for like a fun little reusable plastic see-through sippy cup from McDonald's, right? Mm-hmm. And if you bring it to get your coffee, you get like $1, like 50 cents or $1 off your coffee.
Yeah.
It should be like that.
Yeah.
Then you're not using fucking anything.
Yeah, exactly. Because I would rather that the government just were like, register.
Yeah.
And like maybe you just pay for the postage.
Yeah.
And you get a free, really good quality
And it has to be a rule that every establishment has to like use it. Like they can't be like, oh no, we're not going to use your keep cup. Yeah,
because then this is the issue, is that during COVID, because of COVID, places weren't taking reusable cups.
Yeah. And then some people, like, this is fair, some places refuse because like the cup is manky as fuck.
Oh yeah, like clean your cup.
Yeah,
grow up.
Sickos.
Who's not cleaning their cup? That's messed up.
Yeah, I would 100% bring a cup if I could.
Yeah.
If I had a fun one.
I want to get this like clear one that I found.
Show me.
I'm still looking at the Libra free sample pack. Sorry.
I do need sanitary
clear takeaway coffee cup. There is a brand actually that I really like that does it, and it's like it's that tumbler one. Well, now I'm not going to be able to know it off the top of my head, am I?
My tumbler was killer back in the day.
Yours actually was.
Mine slapped.
Yeah.
Very aesthetic.
No, yours was really good. Have you ever tried to have you ever gone back to Tumblr?
No. Is it all different now?
It's not as fun.
Oh. Boy.
And like, because I deleted my OG Tumblrs.
Yeah.
And I'll like once every 2 years, I'll be like, now is the time that I become a Tumblr girly again.
You know what I'm really wanting to get into, because it just keeps coming up on my TikTok. I don't even know.
Crack.
Crack cocaine. No, it's this game. I don't know if it's called Best Dress.
Dress to Impress?
I really want to play it.
No, I have been watching non-stop.
It keeps coming up on my TikTok and I'm like, that looks like a fun time.
Dude, I've been watching.
The Club Penguin one?
Yeah.
Absolutely serving cunt.
I have been watching an endless amount of those videos. And the worst part is because I primarily used the Delulu Diaries account. So then I can engage in stuff. So our whole For You page right now, it's not even just Dress to Impress. It's either Madison Beer playing Dress to Impress or it's that queso guy that's like really funny. Him playing, but he serves. He's like really good at it. This brand, Daily Iced. So they do the coolest.
I hope you're keeping up, everyone. We went from tumblers, like liquid tumblers, to tumbler, to Dress to Impress.
But I do want to play Dress to Impress. Yeah. This is like a backwards photo.
Oh, that's cute.
Right?
Why would you have it backwards on your...
Yeah, I know. Like just reverse the image. We should buy 2 of these, 1 each. But if I buy this, will McDonald put my...
I don't think they will.
So now I have to... Okay, I've got 2 options.
Hold them at gunpoint.
I have 2 options
with my
in life.
cup.
I have to either boycott McDonald's.
If we go to Cellar Door, right?
They'll do it.
You reckon?
Yeah, they would do it. Absolutely. But it's like, I actually go to McDonald's quite a bit to get my coffee because I can get them for free.
Yeah.
But I'm sick of these paper. Maybe this is a government ruse where they've introduced paper cups to force us into buying. It's a conspiracy theory, which is
maybe
fine.
Maybe the government own iced.
Daily Iced.
Yeah, whatever. Which
is fine. I'm not against that necessarily. But whatever. I really like these cups. They're so cute. How much are they? Let me find out.
$500.
It's an Australian brand as well.
Okay.
Okay, so like the 350ml cup, which is the one that I would want.
Does it go bigger?
Yeah, you can get a 450ml.
Yeah, maybe I need 450.
So the smaller one is $39.95.
Oh.
And the bigger one is $41.95.
Oh my God, that's a raw. You might as well get the bigger one if it's only an extra couple of bucks.
Yeah, but I don't drink larger ones. Do you know what I mean? Like I only like smaller ice lattes.
Yeah, right.
And I feel like the smaller cup is cuter to hold.
Okay.
So I think we should buy them and get these. Yeah. The other thing that I want to get, right, is I want to get... I'm actually going to I'll probably get myself cancelled because I was thinking about wanting to get like ones that you throw out. Oh, these ones. I want these. Right? They're recyclable. See these? How it's like a sippy cup?
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, that's fun.
So I want to buy like a pack of these, like heaps of them.
Yeah.
And then have it so that like you could come to my house, get a coffee and you could leave with a takeaway coffee kind of thing. Not that anyone comes to my house for coffee. I just have this vision of this happening. Okay. Anyway, so maybe I'll buy those.
How much is a pack?
50. I can get 50 of them for $59.
Ew. What's
Look,
the point of that if you've got your keep cup?
It's for when one day I have people coming to my house.
Who's going to your house for a takeaway coffee, Joel?
I think I have this dream.
For a takeaway pod coffee.
I think I have this dream of being the house that people come to. Like, you know how like there's always that one person, like what Lisa's house is, right?
Yeah.
That's the house that you always go to.
Yeah.
My house isn't that house, but I envision that it could one day happen. And then I'll be like, don't worry, doll, because I have champagne flutes. I have...
And plastic one-time use cups.
And if you would like a coffee, but you need to leave, you can use a one-time cup and kill a turtle. Anyway, I think we should get the reusable ones at the very least.
Yeah, I can support that.
At the very least. Where were we?
I have a rule though where if I buy another cup, I need to remove a cup, so I don't.
Yeah, Mark has that rule in there.
I like my cups that I've currently got.
You have nice cups though.
That's a predicament.
I don't have a takeaway coffee cup with a lid. And so
I have a glass. I have a mug. That's it.
That's it. That is it.
I don't have like a good one for hot coffee, but I've got many for a cold. So maybe I don't actually need one. But I don't have one that I could like take to a cafe.
Yeah. Your like Starbucks Duke
is
kind of cute.
Yeah.
Though. I like that.
Yeah, I use that one for my iced coffees in the morning.
Yeah. That one's
my home
nice.
ones. What were you saying?
What were we doing? I do want to... Let's go back to Dress to Impress for a second. I do really want to play that.
Does it involve money? Do I need to put money into it?
I don't think you have to. Obviously, if you put money into it, you can, like, get cooler stuff, I think.
Yeah, okay.
But for those who aren't aware, which is probably everyone who listens to this who's over the age of 12, Dress to Impress is, like, this online game. And you go in and someone will set a theme, right? So say the theme is, like... Met Gala.
Yeah.
And then you have to go around, you have like 5 minutes or something, and you have to like do the character's hair.
It's on
makeup.
Roblox. It's a Roblox game, guys.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Pick a whole outfit, everything, and then everyone once the time's up, everyone does like a catwalk and you can do all these fun poses, and then everyone votes for each person's outfit, and then there's like a podium, like first, second, and third.
Yeah, like you don't know who wins until you get to the podium.
Yeah, but Madison Beer plays it. Queso plays it. I'm obsessed. It's just so fun. Like the themes are so funny.
Yeah, yeah, and like people proper get into it. I just know for a fact that I get so upset if I didn't win. Like I get
crying.
So mad.
Especially if like there's been instances where the theme will be something. And because it's predominantly a lot of younger people playing it, they don't interpret the theme correctly. And then they'll vote for someone who isn't even on theme.
Yeah.
And then there'll be someone who has gone on theme who doesn't win at all. That would infuriate me.
No, I need to... Is Roblox an app? I don't even know.
I don't know how to play Roblox.
Roblox.
While we're talking about it, I think I've mentioned this before. I really need to get the new Sims 4 expansion pack.
The
love one.
Yeah.
Love Struck. I really need it.
I want to get my iPad now. Okay, I think it's an app.
Can we play Dress to Impress on our iPad? If we can play it,
I think so. I think it's through an app.
If I can play it on my iPad, game over.
Crack the code.
And another reason that we needed our iPads.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure it's an app. I'm sure you'd be able to do it on your iPad.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, bank that for further investigation.
I'm actually not sure how we got here.
Yeah, guys, as you can tell, no show notes from me today. It was a one and done situation with yesterday, which arguably could be a good thing because you're not in for a 2-hour episode. So
it will be good to see you take a whole year to create some more show notes.
So see you on our second birthday where I'll be organised.
Last night we went to the Women's Showdown.
We did.
So Port versus Adelaide at Alberton Oval. I'd never been to Alberton Oval before.
I couldn't tell you where that is, and I was there. Where were we?
If you asked me to retrace my steps, I wouldn't be able to. It was... Look, the game was great. Loved the game. I'd never been to a women's game, admittedly. But it was
same.
great. I love watching the women play footy. I don't know. There's something about it. The Oval, however... Standing for extended periods of time is a crazy concept.
I can't, like, I am appalled that I was not informed prior that we would not have a seat. Like, okay, if you don't have seats, but tell me.
Yeah.
I need to mentally prepare and wear appropriate orthotics.
We didn't wear we wore fucking slippers to the game.
Yeah, literally. Like, I can't simply stand for a long period of time.
It was the fact that we were standing.
It was cold.
It was cold because we were at the end where all the wind was.
Yeah.
And then the woman next to us, bless, she's the most supportive person ever. However,
she'd know a thing or two about stats.
Every third
and the Bureau
word,
of Meteorology.
she just
Bureau.
Yeah.
Bureau.
It doesn't sound anything like it's spelled.
Bureau. Yeah, facts. Clip that.
That's ruined someone's day having to listen to that. Someone's gone, that's my 13th reason.
Figure it out. You know what other word
Anesthesia.
Anesthetic. Anyway, continue.
I don't know if I can.
Anesthetist. Anesthetist. Yeah. Wait, say it again. Anesthetist.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's another S in there though.
Yeah, but it's not about being able to pronounce every single letter in the word, right? You've got to ignore how some words look versus how they sound. Okay? Sometimes the two don't correlate.
Anesthetist.
Yeah.
Anesthetist.
Correct.
Okay. Cool. As you were.
Every 30 seconds, this woman was commenting about the breeze.
Yeah.
She was a Port supporter, and it was about how Crows had the upper hand because of the breeze. But don't worry, because in the next quarter,
when they switch,
it'll be in Port's favour. And then when they did switch, suddenly it was both teams are up against the breeze.
Yeah.
And she wasn't necessarily wrong, but I didn't need to hear it every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And when you're standing there and it's cold and it's windy and you're listening to that,
very irritable.
Irate. Just so angry. But if we move past...
You were Frida McFadden in that instance. Someone must die.
In this moment, someone must die.
We should put that on merch.
ASIO, contact us. They're like, I don't know if this is a good idea.
This is antisocial behaviour.
Now they have the signs of the Footy report. Yeah. Please don't ever report us. Loved the game though.
Yeah.
I think I was just tired. I was tired.
It's been a big week.
It's been a big week. Yesterday was a big day. But I loved the game. Loved the women, incredible.
The girlies can kick, can't they?
I was watching it and I was like, I'm now a footy player. I'm going to be playing footy.
Yeah.
I want to play. I wanted to get my footy, go out onto an oval and play footy.
Facts.
So as soon as the sun comes out, I'm warning you.
You know what? I reckon, as a fun little tidbit, I reckon next year we try out for a footy team.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you right there. Okay.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly think that you would be great at it. And I think... No, let me finish. And I think you should do it and I'll support you. My back...
Oh, yeah. Forget you've got back issues.
One tackle...
God.
And I'm paraplegic. One tackle... I will never walk again.
She's not getting up off the ground.
One tackle... And Michael Schumacher and I have a lot more in common than we did before. Okay? I can't... I can't. The other thing is, because of my back.
Fun.
The other thing is because of my back.
That's great.
Because of my back, I can't. Leaning forward is really hard for me, like bending forward.
Yeah.
And so, like, at netball, I can't bend. If the ball's on the ground, I'm sorry to that man. I can't pick it up, okay, because my back is so restrictive. But my back is getting a lot better.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to pick. And the whole game of footy is that it's on the floor. I wouldn't be able to help you.
My issue is that there's no position that doesn't do a lot of running. I feel like you're running all the time.
Yeah. But I feel like you would get used to it pretty quickly.
The oval's so big.
Yeah.
I'm not trying out by myself, though. That's crazy. That's horrifying.
Okay.
So, I think you just need to try out with me to make me look really good.
I'm not.
You're a distraction.
I think as soon as the sun's out, though, this is another manifestation board of mine in my mind. It's a Sunday. Sun's out. It's like 4:00 because it gets darker later. It's a little bit warm. You, me, Beck, Tom, Sarzi, Footy, Oval. We're kicking a ball. Couple of South Avs. A little bit of picnic. A little bit of music. What a day.
Pristine.
I want everyone to put that in their diary because I've just booked that in.
Aguilera.
But no, the game last night was so good. Loved it. I was trying to get some digi pics. I must admit, because when you're when you're at Adelaide Oval, if I take a digipic with the flash on, no one's going to notice because it's so big, right?
Everyone notices the flash.
When I'm standing up against the barrier and I'm taking... Yeah,
the paps are out.
I thought...
Paps are fucking out.
The whole time I'm like, is flash photography even allowed? I think I'm going to go to jail.
Yeah, I was thinking... That did cross my mind.
I was so scared. So I was trying to take them without the flash, and then they were even worse than the ones with the flash. So that was a whole thing. But we were talking about this before. Why don't the women play at Adelaide Oval?
Yeah, I want answers.
I think that the gist is that the clubs would have to pay for you to play at Adelaide Oval, right? Like you got to rent the Oval, and if the crowds aren't big enough,
you're not making money back.
But why is the Sandful at Adelaide Oval, but not this? Not the Showdown.
That doesn't make sense to me because like surely a sold out Showdown would be similar to the like more people than people going to Sandful, right?
Yeah, I don't know, but I just think it would be nicer to be at Adelaide Oval. But no, otherwise it was a great game.
Also, where the fuck was Claude?
Well, because it was a Port home game.
So?
I don't think you can have both mascots at the game.
Yeah, they have them at the men's Showdown.
Do they?
I'm pretty sure. I'm sure I've seen a lightning bolt and Claude together. Where the fuck was Claude?
I'm not a fan of mascots, I'll tell you that much.
Clocking out. Sick of it.
But it's been a big weekend. AFLW obviously kicking off. Sydney
Crows won too.
Crows won.
Big dub. Wow.
Love that for us.
Wow.
Sydney beat Collingwood. Devastating for me, right? However, there were a few biffs.
Fisticuffs were had.
Love that for a game.
Why are they called fisticuffs?
I'm not sure. Maybe you just made that up.
Bit of this.
Okay.
Bit of this.
Oh.
Hey.
Whoa.
Hey.
Whoa. That's Frida McFadden said. Someone must die today. Yeah, that was
a brawl. That was numerous brawls.
I love that. It just adds a bit of spice to the game. Big fan of that. Also loved Laura Gardner was running with the ball and a defender came up to get it and she went,
not today.
She went,
no thank you,
get
ma'am.
the fuck out of my face, and absolutely pummeled them to the ground with one hand. And it was giving Alona Ma.
Yeah.
And I went, that's exactly what I want from this sport.
Immediate girlfriend league.
I saw that and I said, Laura Gardner, I've recruited you. You are my newest employee.
Hatchie from the Crows is on my girlfriend league this week.
Oh, yeah.
Does a thing or two in long sleeves and I respect it.
Dude, and the leg tats.
Oh, goals.
And the braids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe I need to keep going with my leg tattoo.
Yeah.
It sparked a passion in me.
Okay. And then suddenly you're just walking around in a long sleeve footy Guernsey and leg
and a ponytail. Yeah, facts.
I love that.
Yeah.
I want footy shorts. They look so comfy.
Yeah.
No, big fan. Big fan.
Badge.
We
need a source one immediately.
Another game, GWS destroyed Bulldogs. Not great for our backup teams.
Yeah.
I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Right? However, there was a debut player, Eilish O'Dowd for GWS, scored a goal. Eilish is probably correct.
Maybe, perhaps. Sorry.
Look, English.
You don't come here for pronunciation, don't.
No. So played her AFLW debut, scored a goal within seconds after the first bounce.
Wow.
What a fucking hero.
Damn.
An absolute...
A talent.
A talent, if I've ever seen one.
Sheesh.
A lot of debut players this weekend. A lot.
Adelaide had one too. I can't remember her name. It's escaped me.
Brooke.
Yes.
Yeah. Brooke was out there running around.
Bless.
Just a great weekend of sport. I'm just loving the clips. I want to see more of the pushing, more of the biffs.
Yeah, love a bit of biff.
More cool kicking. Also saw when Adelaide got a goal, two of the players, I can't remember their names, apologies. They did the coolest little like post goal thing.
Stop.
They like one of them would obviously kick the goal and another one came running down and they did this like fun little handshake moment and I was like,
no more of that.
That's
more
girlhood.
of that. Yeah, absolutely.
That's girlhood in a sentence.
Girly pop coded. I
loved
love that.
See, the men don't do it like the women.
No.
But that's what's happening in AFLW news. So,
yeah.
Moving on to pop culture. It's a little bit more chaotic in the pop culture world because this week, Lana Del Ray's new boyfriend has come out in the media. Well, there's been photos of them. She's found herself a new redneck.
He's like a croc tour person or something?
Yeah, literally does guided alligator tours.
And that's how they met, apparently.
This man looks like he has no teeth, respectfully.
He 100% lives in a trailer.
Oh, yeah. And you know that he's gone, Daddy, I found me a Bambi.
Yeah.
But they seem all loved up.
But all of her fans are saying that it's only the people that aren't fans of Lana Del Ray that are shocked because like they clearly haven't watched any of her music videos because that's apparently the vibe.
Yeah.
In every single one.
And I think her like ex-boyfriends are all
really
aligning with this vibe. Yeah, she loves like an older redneck style, like just everyday kind of guy.
I wouldn't call him every day.
Well, I mean, somewhere in the world that's an everyday man. Yeah. So that's, I'm not a Lana Del Ray fan, so that's jarring to me. But apparently it's all part of the Lana Del Ray lore. Good on her, though. Photos of them at a little diner, having a little cough.
God bless.
Yeah, the guy's seen some sun. He needs some sunscreen, is all I'll say. He's given off leather handbag.
Yeah, like, sorry, Lana girl, why are you dating a couch? That's crazy. Girl.
Fantastic furniture.
Yeah, damn.
Oh, but otherwise, there's been some big updates on TV shows and movies this week. So, first of all, two of my favourite shows, Tell Me Lies and Sex Lives of College Girls.
I've watched neither.
They're so good.
Really?
They're so Sex Lives of College Girls. That's how I was introduced to Renee Rapp. Renee Rapp was in that.
Right.
And this was pre her getting really big. She left the show to pursue music more.
Right.
Her music took off, but I think because she wasn't meant to be in this new season, but she has come back.
Oh, nice.
So excited for that. Also, the lead character is played by Timothée Chalamet's sister.
This is the one with her in it.
Yeah.
Right.
Tell Me Lies. I need to rewatch it because it's been so long, but it's very much giving. It's like a college drama, dating kind of, but it's a bit more like full on. I don't really remember, but it was really good. I loved it. I like binged the whole thing. I was obsessed. Right. So I'm really excited. They've both announced that their new seasons are coming out. Fucking can't wait. Feels like it's been forever. And then this morning, I saw One Tree Hill is apparently returning with a reboot starring Peyton and Brooke. And they're going to play parents to teenagers.
I never watched One Tree Hill.
I'm sorry.
Why are we shocked? I never watched anything.
Did you watch the OC? So you didn't watch the OC. You didn't watch One Tree Hill. What else was there?
I watched Laguna Beach.
But
I watched The Hills.
Okay, but that's reality TV. Did you watch 90210?
No.
Okay. Have you watched Girls?
Lena
Dunham.
I think halfway through all the seasons. I think I'm up to like season 3 or 4, and then I stopped.
Okay. You haven't seen Vampire Diaries?
Nah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Learning more and more every day. Wow. No, I never really got into like a TV show. Like, I'm trying to think of what, like in that era.
What were you watching in high school? Like, did you watch Gilmore Girls?
Yeah, I watched a bit of Gilmore Girls, not like religiously or anything.
Damn. What were you watching in high
school?
school?
Like Laguna Beach and The Hills.
Oh.
I think.
Okay, and when they were finished?
I don't know.
You're just staring at the
I don't know what that period of my life was, to be honest.
Okay.
Twilight, I was really into Twilight.
You were a movies person.
I think I was a movies girly, yeah.
Okay. I was a bit more of a TV show.
And in high school, I was really into anime. I was just a weirdo. So,
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, maybe I wasn't just mainstream enough.
I mean, I did work at Blockbuster, so I would be, during my shift, I would sit there with a little portable DVD player and just churn through TV shows and movies.
I love that.
The amount of stuff. I reckon I watched all of Gilmore Girls. I watched all of One Tree Hill. I watched all of the OC. And I'd watch all these movies as well.
Yeah, nah, that wasn't me.
I loved it. I wish I could go back and work at Blockbuster.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But like with the pay that I'm on now.
Oh, yeah.
That's my dream.
If money wasn't, and like qualifications wasn't like a thing, like if you like whatever, what would you be doing? Would you still be in the job that you're doing now?
Probably, I don't know, because like I love what I do and I love where I work, but I would want a job that's less me at work, more me living life.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So maybe it is like a Blockbuster or something where you just do like a 4-hour shift every couple of days and that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I would want. But if I have to work full time, then I'd want to be doing what I'm doing now. Yeah. What about you?
I reckon I'd want to be like a barista or something at like a cute little cafe. Okay. And I'd talk to everyone.
See, that would freak me out.
I'd love it.
I'd love it if we worked together again. I'd do anything. It didn't matter. Yeah. But I think being a barista by myself, I'd get so overstimulated.
Like in my head, I'm imagining it very slow, very fun, cutesy. Like people are coming, but they're happy to take their time. There's no rush. In my imaginary cafe.
I would happily go back to the golden days of factory. Yeah. If I could get what I'm being paid now. Yeah. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah. The amount of fucking
And if we didn't have KPIs.
Oh, I mean, not that I followed them anyway.
No, I mean, yeah, me.
Like, go to the era where, like, it was fun. Yes. Even, like, when Kylie was there and we weren't having to, like, really...
Oh, my God. When we would work and then we'd knock off and then we'd go to the Austral for drinks.
Stop. That was peak living.
Yeah, truly.
We were so broke, but that was peak living.
Wow. And we didn't appreciate it at the time.
We didn't.
So much fun. And we all went out with Pickle. What's Pickle doing these days?
I did think of him the other day, actually.
Oh, my God.
Pickle. The shit we used to get up to. Like, we were convinced that the elevator... There was like because it was an...
No, that place was 100% haunted.
Yeah, it was the old Balfour's building in Rundle Mall. And so customers would only see one level, but there was the basement and then there was like levels above. Yeah. And there was an elevator that customers never saw, but like it was there and you could get in it. And I remember, do you remember when we convinced Pickle to go in there?
Because we bricking it.
And like I remember...
Fuck that, man. That's actually my fear.
I remember there was one shift. It was a Monday shift. So Brooke was there because she was stocky. And I was like running the day or whatever. So it was just me and her in the morning. And it was dead quiet on a Monday morning. And so I ripped the like top off of a stock box. And I made a Ouija board with a cardboard box. I was trying to like summon the ghost. God. Or like when new people start, you take them upstairs and you'd see all the dead pigeons and like convince them that... Oh my God. And then the rats.
Oh, yes, scabbers.
There were these rats. The place was infested with rats. And you'd
scabbers.
Like, you'd go out the back and scabbers would like
He'd be out and about, yeah.
Or like the worst would be you'd be closing up and there was a bin out the back and it was near the back door and someone would have to like empty the bin, right? And the worst would be like you'd go to get the bin and scabbers would be in the bin.
Ariana, what are you doing here?
And I remember they called like exterminators to kill the rats and I was so upset. I was like to Tiff, I was like, don't kill scabbers. I loved him. Oh, that place was lit.
Wow.
I loved it.
Yeah, I'd probably go back to retail, I reckon, maybe.
The most jarring...
But I'd have to work with friends.
Oh, it would have to be the same group that was there. Yeah. The most jarring memory I have, and to this day still gives me PTSD, is when a fire starts to burn right? And it starts to
I
spread.
can't listen to that song. I can't.
Like, why was that the only song on the mix for so long? And I remember it so vividly. It was like my first year of working there. It was winter when that song was on, and we had the big red carpet up the front, and there was the table in the middle. Like that shit. Like when the fire starts to burn.
No, don't. Right? Actually, I have chills. Look at that. I have chills. That's yucky.
Hearing that on repeat at late night, that sucked. Oh, Factory was good.
Retail was a fun time, wasn't it?
Anyway, bringing it back to what we were talking about, pop culture.
Sorry.
This episode's nuts. I saw a trailer for a new. Is it a TV show or a movie? No, it's a TV show. Coming out on Netflix.
No, it's your story.
Coming out on Netflix called Nobody Wants This, and it's starring Kristen Bell.
Is that not a
movie? Let me check.
I was under the impression it was a movie.
Nobody Wants This. What is... No, it's a TV show.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It comes out on the 26th of September, and it stars Kristen Bell and Adam Brody, and essentially... Kristen Bell and this other female character, they have a podcast, and that's how the trailer opens. And I saw that and I was like,
it's us.
That's us. Here we go. Anyway, their whole podcast is about dating and sex and all that kind of stuff. Kristen goes to this dinner party event thing, and there's this Jewish rabbi there who's played by Adam Brody. Anyway, they start dating, and the whole thing is about how everyone in their lives is like, you two don't make sense. You shouldn't be together. Like, you guys can't date kind of thing. But I think they persevere. Anyway, it looks so much better than what I've just described to us. It actually looks really good. When I was watching it, I was like, this is going to be my new fixation.
Yeah, like I hate a rom-com. Everyone should know that about me. But this one looks good. The chemistry between the two characters looks good.
Adam Brody just...
Yeah.
That's why I don't understand how you haven't watched the OC. Adam Brody, gorgeous.
Do you reckon I'd be into... I don't think I'd be into it if I was to watch it now.
I think
it would piss me off.
I think the issue will be there's so many episodes.
Yeah, like nothing can sustain me that long.
There's so many episodes.
Be silly.
Yeah, it's a lot. But... I'm very excited for that. We should watch it together.
Yeah, we can do that.
Nobody Wants This. We should have a little slumber party.
We can absolutely do that. I should have to sit on my feet.
At least just keeping them warm.
It's ridiculous.
So then this week, the Love is Blind reunion came out, and we both watched it separately. Thoughts?
This was the most boringest mid-reunion I've ever seen in my life, and they need... hosts that are going to dig a lot deeper than what the host did this season.
I think the issue was they were trying to keep it to a time limit, which they shouldn't have done. Because
like, you can edit to a time limit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because there was an instance where, so spoiler alert, I don't really care. You should have watched it in real time. The Sabrina and Steven, who were my favorite couple this season, and I was like, I love Steven. Steven is my man, and lo and behold, I've picked dodgy again. Him and Sabrina broke up, and they're clearly not over it. They're like petty at each other, and they're bickering and they're fighting during the reunion. And the host at one point goes, "Okay, moving on now." And I went,
"What do you mean moving on now? To nothing, to absolutely nothing."
That was the best part of the reunion was them bickering. Are you kidding me? Everyone else, and I guess it is a reflection of people's maturity, but I don't want mature, I've realised. I want people who are fucked.
Yeah.
I want people who are mentally tapped, have no control over their emotions, and who are going to give me good stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I want, and I didn't get that.
I watch reality TV for that.
Exactly.
I don't watch it for people to have... logical explanations for things.
Great for them. I'm so glad that you are a grown human being who knows how to go about this planet.
Yeah.
However, I want messy, right?
Yeah.
The other thing that I will say I hated about, and this isn't just the reunion, this is something I hate about society as a whole right now.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the word accountability.
So much accountability.
Now saying it, I feel like I've said it a few times on the pod. Okay, ignore that. Because I feel like every single person on this show and also other shows, the first thing they'll say is, I've been working on myself and, you know, I'm taking accountability, or so-and-so needs to take accountability. Let's learn new buzzwords. Okay? Like, I just can't do it because I feel like people have learnt this PR statement for when you do something shitty. And the default is, I'm taking time to work on myself, I'm going to therapy, and I'm taking accountability. I don't want to hear that anymore. I've heard it.
Don't take accountability.
I just...
Lie.
It's annoying when it's all you hear.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is and like what the alternative is, but I would just like to hear... It just sounds like you're watching the same person over and over again, and it was exhausting. Yeah, the reunion was...
And also, I'm pissed off that they didn't even touch about Kat potentially dating someone else on the show.
Yeah.
From the show, sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
she's dating that Jake guy. They live together and everything.
Why was that not brought up?
Great question.
Like, maybe they weren't dating or whatever, like, when they were filming the reunion.
No, they were. The reunion was only filmed recently.
Well, then what the fuck?
Yeah,
Ask the questions we want to hear answers to.
Yeah, I agree. Because they're full living together. They have been for like 8 months or something, right? Let's hear about that. I will say though, because I think it was Jasmine brought up the fact that Kat had made some comments about Demi, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, about...
Saying that Ollie and her wouldn't get along on the outside because Demi doesn't look like the kind of girl that Ollie would be into.
Yes. So that got brought up. And I will say, I actually really did like how Kat responded to things. Because she straight up... Something had come up with her and Freddie. And Kat straight up was like, yeah, I have shit traits. I was a shit person. I liked that. She just owned it. Like, it wasn't anything too bad where you couldn't have done that. But I just think it was nice where she was just straight up,
yeah, how I said it wasn't how I meant it, like I worded it terribly.
Yeah, and I was just like, that's the shit quality that I have as a human, and that's who I am. And I was like, you know what, that's quite nice and refreshing to hear. That's what I mean. Like, not everything needs to be I'm working on myself and I'm taking accountability.
We don't always need to be working on ourselves.
Sometimes you just need to accept that you aren't perfect and you have shit traits.
Yeah, like, you don't need to be the best version of yourself.
No, that's exhausting. That's
You're
boring.
fine being how you are. Like
there's
what's
a line.
The point in like not making mistakes and just trying to be like good at fucking everything.
There's a line, obviously. Like, as long as you're not being an asshole to other people or at the expense of other people or whatever. But, you know, sometimes people have shit traits.
It is what it is. It happened. Sorry. I'm sorry that it happened, but it's me.
Yeah. Tom went heavy on the I'm working on myself thing, which isn't a surprise because he's a publicist. Like, he's a PR exec. So, man was...
Which is weird because now why is he on Reddit asking people if they have any questions for him?
Because he is on his own little PR journey now. He's PRing himself, which just because you're a publicist doesn't mean you're good at doing your own PR.
Yeah.
Right? So he is now, because obviously there's people from the show and past seasons and other shows who they come out of it and they become influencers and they get all these brand deals and so forth. And I think he is wanting that, and he's really wanting that fan engagement and to build a platform for himself, whether it is because he wants to become an influencer or even simply just to leverage his own business. But
it's giving trying too hard though.
It's giving my dad signed up for Facebook and is trying way too hard. Yeah. So he posted on Reddit. I saw in the Love is Blind Reddit, both there's two. There's the Love is Blind one and then the Love is Blind UK one. And in both he posted a photo of himself and this whole thing being like, thanks for like all your comments and stuff. If anyone has any questions, please comment below or DM me, and then like linked his Instagram. And it was just
Jarring.
It's just so weird.
Yeah.
And then I saw he posted, because he's on TikTok as well. He posted a TikTok, what was it, like yesterday or this morning, being like, when your castmates are getting brand deals from Boohoo, but like something along the lines of like he wasn't getting anything. And I was like, I don't know, dude. Like, just let it go. Move on, kind of thing.
Yeah. Like, you're old. Like, not like super old, but like, you know what I mean?
You're
like,
too old to be fishing for a brand deal.
Yeah, like you're 38. Come on, act your age a bit, please.
Like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I don't think you need to be fishing for it.
No.
And the number of TikToks he's done, being like answering people's questions or explaining things in detail or talking about his experience on the show. I get it. I get you've gone on this show. Now all of a sudden you've got all these people who are looking at you and you see this as an opportunity. It's nice to feel wanted and it's nice to get positive attention. But not everyone needs to dive into it. Like, I texted you this week and I was saying how if I went on Love is Blind and I came out and I suddenly had amassed all these followers, I would not suddenly start posting like an influencer and be posting these like TikToks the same way that Tom is. I would just keep posting the exact same way that I am now. I just can't imagine coming out of that and suddenly being like,
I've made it.
I'm an influencer.
This is me. Yeah.
Like, if people want to follow me because of the shit that I do now, by all means, be my guest. But I'm not going to suddenly be like posing with a ring light and doing Q&As. It's just jarring.
Yeah.
So the Love is Blind reunion was, it was alright. There is going to be a season 2 of Love is Blind UK. I think for it to have longevity, they have to find more tapped people.
Like a couple more. Yeah,
there needs to be more drama.
Yeah.
Because this season feel like it went by like a blur and there's no real standout moments for me.
Yeah, same. It was just too normal, which felt good and wholesome, and it is, but also like after watching one season, if it kept going like that, I wouldn't be inclined to watch any others.
You need the crazies to make you appreciate the normals.
Yeah, exactly.
But then in more Love is Blind news, so there was a woman on Love is Blind US, not the last season, the one prior. Her name's Stacey Snyder. And she...
I feel like that name rings a bell. I can't remember if I watched that season.
She got engaged to Izzy, the bald guy who...
Oh, really?
Yeah, the bald guy who was like very emotionally immature, like very insecure. He then...
I know where this is going, and that has rocked me.
They split up because he was being a bit of a rat, and he was... So she was very secure. She was very well set up in life. Like, she was an independent woman, very confident, this whole thing. And he wouldn't disclose his financial situation. It was just giving like the broke guy trying to piggyback off of her success. Like, he was seeing how successful she was in life, being like, wow, I've made it. This is going to be my life now. Thankfully, she tapped onto that. They didn't get married. They split up. He then went on Perfect Match season 2, and he was like being really creepy towards Micah, who's also been on Love is Blind. He just gives off creepy dude vibes. Like, if he came up to me in a bar, I'd be like, sir,
don't do that.
Back the fuck up.
Yeah.
This week, well, the last couple of weeks have been big for Izzy because he was dating this girl for a while. I don't know her name. They split up, and she publicly went on her Instagram and posted about how he cheated, how she caught him cheating, like all the messages from women about it, the whole thing. She didn't hold back, right?
Good on her.
Then literally the next day, Stacey and her had partnered up and they were posting videos together.
Collab.
They literally collabed. They then went on a podcast, and I haven't listened to it, but I get the impression that they talk all about what it's like dating Izzy and all this kind of stuff. They
went full throttle.
And then
I love that.
Week, Stacey posted on her Instagram a video, and it was things like, it was a video of her and there was text on the screen being like, when people think they know you, when they ask you who you're dating, like who's your boyfriend, and then this woman comes into screen and then they kiss. So that was her publicly coming out, like hard launching her new relationship with this woman.
That's a bit cute.
Which shocked viewers because not like in a bad way. It was just like no one saw it coming kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it got me thinking because there's been a lot of women in their like 30s, 40s and 50s who recently have been coming out as gay. Mm-hmm. So let's have a look at the list. Mm-hmm. So you had, this is a couple of years ago now, Chriselle came out dating G Flip. Mm-hmm. You have Sophia Bush, who she's from One Tree Hill.
Well, I wouldn't know, would I?
Yeah, okay, fact. So she came out, what was like last year or something? And she's...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dating a woman. Then you've got like obviously... Coco, come on. You've obviously got Rebel Wilson, who came out as gay. You've also got... Do you know who Julianne Hough is? Is it Hough? Hugh? Hough. So she's on like Dancing with the Stars. She's the Dancing with the Stars host. And she's been in... I actually love her.
What's her name again?
Julianne Hough, like Hough. So she was in Footloose. She was in Safe Haven. She was in Dirty Grandpa, Burlesque, Rock of the Ages.
Yep.
I love her. I think she's a great actress, right? She has come out as gay. Oh, well, sorry. She's come out as not straight, according to this People article, right? And a common theme amongst all of these is
Natalie Bassingthwaite as well.
Totally forgot. Totally forgot.
You're welcome.
Is all these women will be in these long-term relationships, if not marriages, with men, and then suddenly it's in the press that they've divorced or separated, and now they're with women. And I think that that's fucking sick as shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like researching it. I'm like, because there has to be like articles about this, like common themes, all of that. And I read this article the other day. I actually couldn't find that much on it. But someone had written this article basically saying that because it's like more normalized, society is more accepting these days. People are seeing more gay relationships in like the media and like entertainment and all that kind of stuff. And also women now don't rely on men. Women are a lot more independent. They have their own careers. They've got their own money. They can buy their own things. They're not like tied to men as much as what they were before. And men simply just aren't stepping up and evolving with the times. And so women are going, well, you bring nothing to the table. I'm essentially babysitting you. This is not working for me. Women feel more empowered to leave those relationships. And then they're realizing that actually it's better to be with a woman. I
think women give a different love than what men give.
Yeah.
I think men, like generally speaking, like of course there's outliers, but you know, for the general sense, I feel like they only look into a relationship as to what they can get out of it. Whereas women are more inclined to give without thinking about what they're getting in return.
Yeah.
And I think, like the love that they get from a woman
is more emotional,
like more fulfilling, and sustainable and like all encompassing than what a man can give.
Yeah.
And I feel like you would definitely realize that after going through a fucking divorce with a weasel. So
yeah, I just think it's very interesting. The rise of gay relationships. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say on it, but I love it.
Good on them though. I fucking love it. We love to see a woman thrive, honestly.
And they all are like thriving. They're like living their best life.
Yeah,
I think it's great. So good on Stacey. She looks so happy as well. So that's great. Fuck Izzy.
Yeah.
Fuck Izzy from the day that he went on Love is Blind. He was always a rat.
Sky was reincarnate.
Facts. The other thing I've started watching is Chaos, which I spoke about last week or the week before. It has come out on Netflix. It dropped on Friday. I've watched the first 3 episodes, I think it is. There's 8 episodes in total. So this is the one where it's like a contemporary take on Greek mythology with Jeff Goldblum in it. So you've got Jeff Goldblum who plays Zeus. And it's set in like, it's meant to be set in Greece, but it's giving like an Americanized version of Greece.
Right.
Like, it doesn't feel like I'm watching Greece.
Yeah, okay.
So Zeus lives up in his mansion up in the sky, and you've got all these other gods, and most of them, well, a lot of them just live among the humans. So like one of his sons, I can't pronounce the name, but it's the one about pleasure and stuff. He lives just on Earth, kind of thing. Eurydice was like living on Earth, that kind of thing. And it starts with Olympia Day, which is meant to be like this day dedicated to the gods. And they're meant to, like, there's a human sacrifice. It's televised.
A sacrifice. We need a sacrifice. What is that Madagascar quote? King Julian? We need the sacrifice. That's all I can think about. Anyway.
Why was I thinking of horrible
very nice
histories?
sacrifice. Sorry.
So you were watching that
Yes,
when I was
thank you.
watching
Sacrifice.
Montreal.
Yeah. Cartoons.
So they have a human sacrifice, and then they're revealing this new statue that's like dedicated to the gods. And they reveal it, and it's covered in human feces because people have been like
The Parisians took a shit on the statue.
Yeah, no, it's very like Parisian vibes where they are like, fuck the gods. The gods do nothing good for us. There's like people rebelling against the gods, and so Zeus is like, hang on a second, that's highly offensive to me, and I don't like that. And so you follow, there's so many different characters because it follows all these different gods and things like that. And you're following all these different storylines, and the underlying theme is that like the humans on Earth are like, fuck the gods, whatever. And Zeus, there's this prophecy, and Zeus is like freaking out that this prophecy is going to come real and that he's going to die essentially. Yeah. And so it's him trying to plot to stop that from happening and to convince humans that the gods are real and that they need them. Yeah, he's like brainstorming with Prometheus, and he's like, I've come up with a plan, a natural disaster that'll make them believe in me. He's like, I think I should wipe out half the world. So far it's good to watch. Like, it's interesting. I don't know shit about Greek mythology, so it's like interesting from that perspective. I will say it's because it's pitched as a comedy. It's not as comedy as I would like a Jeff Goldblum series to be. I would say it's more drama. It's giving, and I read this in an article, it is giving the fall of the House of Usher. Oh. Yeah. So it's wherever, like, there's obviously the family of the Greek gods, and they all have their own storylines, and they have all, you know, their own challenges and miseries, and everything's like stemming from misery kind of thing. And I think that's meant to, because these gods have all this power and immortality and all this greed, and it's meant to, I think, be off the back of that. So it's a bit more depressing than you would think. Yeah. But it is still interesting to watch. Like, I will watch the whole thing, but it's not, I thought it might be like a lighthearted, like The Good Place. Okay.
I know what you're talking about, but I haven't watched it yet.
I've only watched bits of it, but that's like very lighthearted and fluffy. I thought it would be maybe a little bit more like sitcom style. Yeah. Fluffy and comedic, sorry. But it is not. But I think if you just take that with a grain of salt, it's still very interesting. Reviews wise, it's been ridiculed.
Really?
Yeah, people are saying it's like bland. People are saying that like the stories just aren't that interesting. And I can see where they're coming from. But I think for me, I was going into it being like really interested to learn more about Greek mythology from like a contemporary perspective. Yeah. And I think you get that. I don't really give a fuck about the rest. Okay. Anyway, I think it's quite good.
What would you rate it out of 5?
Currently, so I'd give it a 3.
Surely that's not going to renew for a second season.
I mean, how do you? Yeah. Right now I'm not seeing.
Surely one and done.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I think it would be wise to just do a one and done. Not everything needs a second series.
No, let it die. If we're doing reviews, then I have one for you.
I'm ready.
That's approximately 20 years old. So, my roommate Nikki, she has made a list of movies that I must watch, because if there's one thing you need to know about me, it's that I've watched absolutely fucking nothing.
I think we've learned that today.
Exactly. Madagascar, yes. Shawshank Redemption, no. So we've got this list, and when I'm feeling mentally prepared and stable enough to watch a movie, she'll be like, all right, I'll give you 3 options. I'm going to give you a brief summary of what the movie's about, and then you pick which one is most enticing to you. Cool, sweet. So I couldn't tell you the other 2 options, but I picked on Friday night to watch Double Jeopardy. It's got people in it. It's got, what's his name? Nope, couldn't tell you. The guy in Men in Black. The white guy.
Will Smith. Okay, so it's got, I've just Googled it. It's got Ashley Judd,
yes.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Why do I get him and who's the other Tommy Lee?
Just Tommy Lee, because I did the same. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, it's crazy that guy dated Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, no, he doesn't give rock star vibes, does he?
Like, man, he's older than what I thought he was. That's crazy. No. So it's about this woman and this man, and they're married, and they've got a kid, Matty, I think his name is. Mm-hmm. And they're at this fundraiser, and it's kind of like on this island, or like near a lake, or like near the ocean or something. Anyway, the girl's really into sailing. And the husband's like, I know the owner or something of this boat. He's agreed to let us take it out for the weekend and suss it out. And if we like it, we can buy it. It's ours. Because I know that you really love sailing. And, like, I'm willing to, like, learn how to sail and whatever if it's going to make you happy, whatever. And she's, like, over the moon. She's so excited. And so they go out on this boat. Her friend, I think her name's Angie, is looking after the kid for the night. And so they have, like, a little couple getaway on this boat. They're having a fun time. They're sailing. They're having a whatever. And then they go to bed. She wakes up. She's got blood all over her. And there's a blood trail leading out from the cabin up onto the deck. She follows it up onto the deck. She sees a knife on the deck. And then the blood trail stops at the edge of the boat. They're like in the middle of the ocean. And so she picks up the knife and she's like all confused and whatever. And she can't find her husband. She's calling out to him. He's not responding. She can't see him or anything. And then Sea Patrol pulls up and arrest her because she's holding the knife. And so they do a patrol out to try to find his body or whatever. They can't find it, but the police are like, it was freezing temperatures at night. If he fell, there's no chance that he would have survived the temperatures of the water. So he's pronounced dead. Anyway, and by the way, I am absolutely going to spoil this because it's a 20-year-old movie. So
yeah, like, get over it.
Everyone's going to watch it with me via my voice. So the cop comes and he's like, we need to, seeing as you were the only person on the boat, you were seen with the weapon, we're putting you under arrest. She goes to trial. She gets done for killing her husband. I don't know what the sentence was, but she's in prison for like, I think it's maybe 6 years, 8 years, something like that. Anyway, so before she goes to jail, she tells her friend Angie, she's like, look, Maddie's already dealing with the death of his dad. I want you to adopt Maddie and look after him. And she's like, money's not an issue. Before my husband died, we had an insurance policy for $2 million. Because I'm in jail, that'll all go to Maddie. So that'll cover everything and it'll be in a trust fund for him. And then the friend Angie's really apprehensive. She's like, oh, no, I can't do that to you, blah, 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 blah. She's like, no, I really want you to, please. So she's like, okay, fine. So she adopts Maddie. They go to visit her mum once, I think, after a couple of weeks. And then they never see her in jail again. So it's a month goes by and this girl's trying to call Angie and she's not picking up. The phone is disconnected And so she's like, where the fuck is my child and where is Angie? And so she ends up finding where she's living, and she calls and she's like, why have you moved interstate? Like, that's crazy. I haven't seen my son in a month. Put my son on the phone. I want to speak to him. And Angie's like, oh, like, I was going to see you next week. Like, it's just been really crazy. Like, we wanted to get away to somewhere new to start afresh, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. I want to, like, hear my son. And so she puts Maddie on, and Maddie's talking. And then he stops and he goes, oh, Daddy!
I'm sorry, what?
His dad walks through the door.
Like the dead dad?
Yeah. And then Angie's like, I can't even remember her name. That's what's her face on the phone. And then like he throws his suitcase down and he hangs up the phone. So he's been alive this whole time and he faked his own death.
So she's in prison?
Yeah. Under like a new identity. And
is that where it ends?
No. This is just the beginning. Yeah. Strap yourself in. So, I can't remember what's her name. Hang on, I need a name. Give me a sec. Double Jeopardy. Libby, right. So, Libby is the lady in prison. So, Libby hears Maddie say daddy, and all of it clicks for her. So, her husband Nick is still alive. He's living under a new identity. He's moved in with Angie. They've taken Maddie. They've got the insurance money now through Maddie. And she's like, this is bullshit. This is fucking crazy. And so she's like all miserable and stuff in prison because like she wants to get her son back, but she doesn't know how. And then one of the prison women is like, the way you need to go about it, you can't like try to get a lawyer, because she's trying to get a lawyer to like hear her case and like go to retrial or whatever. She's like, there's no point in trying to appeal. That takes years. Like, your best bet is to do your time, get out, and then what you've got with you is double jeopardy. So in America, you can't be tried twice for the same crime. Yeah. So if she's already been tried and done the sentence for murdering Nick, she could go meet him in Times Square, shoot him, and she can't go to jail for it because she's already done it.
I mean, yeah, interesting. I mean, he's dead anyway, isn't he? So.
Exactly. So she's like, okay. So then she spends the rest of her time in prison training and stuff. She makes really good friends with all of the women there. She gets out and she gets her parole officer assigned to her, and that's a guy named Travis. So that's Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah. So he's like this real stickler for the rules. They have a curfew. If they break curfew or if they break the rules, then they're out and then they're back in prison. So she's trying to figure out where Angie and Nick have moved to, because they've obviously moved again because they know that Libby knows where they are. So she's hunting them down or whatever, and it's like a real cat and mouse game because she's trying to like find these people out, like find out where Angie and Nick are without Travis finding out, because she's trying to do this at nighttime. Like she's trying to get like break into places and like get information about them. And so she breaks into this place. I'm skipping a few things that aren't really relevant, but she breaks into this place and she finds the contact details for Angie. And then she kind of gets arrested, and then Travis comes and picks her up and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you've done your time. Don't do any more time. Like, it's disappointing.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And anyway, they're on like this ferry to cross over back to where they're staying, and Travis like cuffs her to the car, and he's like, you stay here, I'm gonna go to the top deck, get a coffee, whatever. So she's there and she's trying to escape from the car, and she's putting the car in drive and reverse and trying to like get the cuff free because it's like locked on the outside. And anyway, she's driving the car, and the car rolls too far forward, and Travis has clocked this. He's like running to the car trying to stop her, but then the car goes into the water, and then Travis has got the key, so they're like drowning in the car, and he's like unlocking the cuffs. Then they swim to the top, and she grabs the gun and she just fucking knocks him one. And then she's swimming to the shore.
Someone must die today.
So the people on the boat, they're like saving Travis, But then this Libby has made it all the way to the shore and she's like just done a runner on them. And so she's trying to find Libby or whatever. And then she goes to the house that Libby was supposedly living at.
Angie, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, Angie. Where Angie was supposedly living at. And she knocks on the door and it's a completely different family living there. And she's like, oh, I was just looking for my friend Angie. I was told that she lives at this address. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. We haven't heard about that family, but we only moved in a couple of months ago. Check with the neighbor next door. She's been here like over 40 years. She'll know where they are or like what their situation is. So she goes to the neighbor next door. And the neighbor next door tells her that Angie died in a house fire.
Of course she did.
Or like something like a couple of months ago because there was a gas leak in the house.
Okay. Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, what happened to Maddie? Or like the kid. And she's like, oh, no, it was so sad. Like, Maddie's okay. Like, he's fine. He's such a sweet kid. And Maddie's dad was really shell-shocked about the whole incident. Like, he just couldn't wrap his head around it. So they've moved. And Libby's like, he's gone and fucking done it again. So, like, he's obviously put insurance on Angie, offed her, taken that money, and then run. So then she's looking at this picture of Angie and there's like a piece of art that's in the corner and it's from the same artist that her husband really liked when they were together. And so she tries to find an art dealer to see if there are any paintings that are getting sold within the area. Because she's like, oh, well, if there's a painting that's up for sale, if he's got all this money, he's obviously going to try to buy it because he wants to like build his collection. So anyway, she finds her husband in New Orleans and Travis is still trying to figure out where she is. He's trying to find her as well. So it's very much like kind of cat and mouse. And then she confronts her husband, Nick, and she's like, hello, here I am.
Yeah.
Give me my fucking son. She's like, I don't care about the rest of the bullshit that you've done. Give me my son and I will walk away. That's all I want. And he's like, yep, fine. He's in bed right now. Like, I can't give him to you now. How about we meet tomorrow? She's like, yep, cool, perfect. He's like, yep, call me and then we'll figure something out. So the next day she calls him and she's like, meet me at this cemetery. It's a really popular cemetery. Like it's, there'll be tourists and stuff there. So it'll be in public. And so he goes there, he meets her there. And then Travis ends up finding out where Nick is as well. And Travis is like, oh, I think you're in danger. This woman is claiming that like you're her dead husband. She's going to try to kill you or like she's going to try to like get revenge or whatever. And Nick's pretending that he has no idea what's going on. He's like, oh, that's crazy, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, so Travis thinks that Libby's just full of shit.
Yeah.
And so Libby meets up with Nick at this cemetery and she's like, where's Maddie? And Nick's like, he's over there. And there's this little kid standing by this mausoleum kind of thing, like where all the bodies are buried. Yeah. And so she's like going towards him, saying his name, being like, oh, it's mummy, like this, Maddie, like I've missed you, blah, blah, blah. Maddie's running off. And she's like, what the fuck? So she's like going after him. And he keeps like twisting and turning and like running away from her. And then he's sitting by this mausoleum and he's like drinking this drink. And she's like, she looks really confused because she's like, why is my kid running away from me? Like this isn't how I pictured it. Nick comes behind her, clocks her behind the head. She's knocked out. She wakes up. She's buried alive in a what do you call them? The things you get buried in?
In a coffin.
In a coffin. Thank you. In a coffin in a mausoleum. She can't open it. Fucked up. Crazy. There is a dead body right next to her.
Interesting.
She's like, oh, a neighbor. Stunning. She's freaking the fuck out. Yeah, she's got a lighter and she's like trying to suss out where she is and she's like panicking. Yeah. Anyway, she remembers she has a gun on her ankle.
Of course.
Travis's gun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, you know what? Maybe I need a gun for this situation.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
if I get kidnapped and buried alive, this could be my saving grace.
Okay, I want you to tell me how she uses the gun first.
She gets the gun out. She finds where what are the bits that make things open.
So this is how I know that you won't be able to use the gun to get out, because you're already confused.
The bit that
the hinge.
Hinge, thank you.
Yeah.
She finds out where the hinges are. Mm-hmm. She shoots at the hinges, and then she lifts it up, and she gets up.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. I feel like I need a gun for that situation. Anyway, just to be prepared.
Yeah.
She didn't have the gun. She wouldn't have been able to get out.
Yeah, that's fair.
So anyway,
does she get the kid?
She gets out, and she's trying to, and then Travis is trying to find her, and she's running away, and whatever. Anyway, Travis realizes that Nick is still alive, and he's just been using different aliases, and he's been able to like clock all the different aliases that he's been using. And so he's now on Libby's side, and because he knows where Nick's office is, he tells Libby. Libby shows up at the office, and Travis is there as well. So Travis goes in first to see Nick, and Nick's like, oh, don't worry about Libby. I've dealt with it. Let's just say that that situation is dead and buried now. Like insinuating about the whole mausoleum situation. And so Travis has like a recorder on him, and so he records the whole conversation. Then Libby comes in, and she's like, I'm going to do what you did to me. You're going to rot for what you've done. You're going to jail. And he's like, you've got nothing on me. And then Travis whips out the recorder, and he's like, no, I'm pretty sure you confessed.
Oh.
Even though I'm pretty sure that would be inadmissible in court because he didn't know that it was recording.
No, in America, it's different than Australia.
Is
it?
In
Australia, both parties have to know and consent to a voice recording. In America, only one party has to know and consent to it, right?
Sneaky.
That's why they can do it so like that, and it happens so often in movies.
That's why they tape, like they tap phone.
Well, that's a little bit different because that's like, you can do that in Australia, like with a warrant and stuff. Yeah. But in America,
I could just record anyone.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. Because at that point I was screaming at the TV. I was like, "That's inadmissible." Anyway. And so she's holding the gun at him. She's not going to shoot because she wants him to go to jail. Anyway, something happens, and then he ends up shooting. Nick has a gun as well behind his desk, and he ends up shooting Travis in the shoulder.
Damn.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, fuck, shit. So she's running away from Nick, and then Travis gets like a second wind, and he like tackles Nick to the ground. And anyway, Libby ends up shooting Travis. Libby ends up shooting Nick. Nick dies. And then Libby gets her son back, and she reunites with him at like his soccer game or fucking something.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
Damn. Who was the kid at the mausoleum?
Just some random that Nick paid to pretend to be Maddie so that like he could like
fuck her up. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, like it wasn't life changing.
It sounds good though.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Okay. What would you rate it out of 5?
I think I said to Nikki I gave it a 2.5.
Oh. Okay.
Like I could kind of see, like I could call the twist of Nick being alive.
Oh yeah.
And then, it was all right. It was okay. Yeah, okay. So yeah, there you go. Double Jeopardy, everyone. I'm glad that you got to watch it with me.
Well, everyone's about to read Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. So, this book, I loved this book, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm loving it so far. I'm 80% through.
So we're going to talk about it right up to the 80% mark where Danica's at. So you're actually, for once in our life, we're not going to spoil the ending, but everything leading up to that will be spoiled. Yeah.
Everything but the twisty twist.
Yeah. So
because the twisty twist hasn't happened yet at 80%.
No, but I am excited for you to read the twist. Yeah.
I
didn't see it coming.
That makes me excited.
So Middle of the Night it's Riley Sager's latest book, and it's a thriller about this guy, Ethan Marsh. And when he was a kid, he was like 10 or something, him and his best friend, who was his next door neighbor, Billy, were having a camping night. They would do it like every Friday or something during the summer. And they were camping in Ethan's backyard. Ethan wakes up in the morning. There's a slash in the tent on the side that Billy was on, and Billy's not there. Billy's missing. So Billy goes missing. They never find him. And then Ethan returns to his childhood home like 30 years later. And because his parents have moved out, they've moved away, and he's obviously like reminiscing about the whole Billy scenario when he was a kid. And then he starts reconnecting with people that he grew up with that lived on the cul-de-sac as well. Like whether it's kids that have grown up there who are his age or just old neighbors. And then they start talking about the Billy thing. And then Ethan starts, I guess, going down that path, like almost investigating it. Cause he's convinced that like Billy is haunting the cul-de-sac. Mm-hmm. This book, I loved it. So yeah, when he first goes back to the cul-de-sac, there's like at nighttime, because he's got insomnia. Mm-hmm. So he
feels like insomnia. Do you know that Craig David song?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Love that.
So he's got insomnia and he gets up and he's like looking out the window and he sees like the porch lights or garage lights of like one house come on, then it will go off, and then the next house will go on, and like in a pattern that it's like someone's walking in front of these houses like around the cul-de-sac in an order. And at first you're like, oh, that might just be some weird coincidence, but then
Scabbers out again.
It's Scabbers, right? But then one of his neighbors, who it's this old guy, and his daughter was Ethan's babysitter.
Yeah.
So she's back living with her dad because her dad has like dementia, and Ethan has a run-in with them, and the dad is like, I saw Billy. Billy was out and about, and Ashley is like, Dad, you are tapped.
Yeah, you've lost the plot. Yeah.
You've lost the plot. Ethan, do not trust what he's saying. This man is tapped.
Yeah.
And Ethan's like, but the whole cul-de-sac thing, he's convinced that Billy is haunting the cul-de-sac because then when they were kids, Billy used to, when he wanted to play, he would throw a baseball over the hedge between their houses. And that was like a sign that Billy wanted to play with Ethan. And that starts happening again. So you've got the cul-de-sac lights, you've got the ball. It's all a bit like hoo-hoo. I was getting scared. I was like...
Yeah, the ball thing was creepy as fuck. Creepy.
And then
like when he gets the camera.
Yes! This is what I was going to say.
When he gets the camera and then the old man's in the camera. Heebie-jeebies. Heebie-jeebies.
Or like when he's like, does the camera and then he's like, the face appears really close and it's the kid.
Yeah, the shadow in the woods as well. Yeah.
I was like, hello.
Goodbye.
This is creepy McDeepy. But then there was like this old institute. What was it called?
Hawthorne.
It's giving Stranger Things. Yeah. Right? Where there's this weird institute that was in like past the woods. So behind their houses and the cul-de-sac was all these woods, right? You go through the woods, there's like a road that goes through the woods, then there's another stretch of woods, and then there's like a clearing, and there's this huge mansion, like institute, where no one knows what was going on, but essentially it was like these cuckoo people, like a cult of people who believed in all sorts of phenomenon, like ghosts and telepathy and all this kind of stuff. And they were there like researching this stuff, seeing if this stuff was real.
Parapsychology. It was like all of these like scientists and like people that wanted to study psychology.
Yeah.
Which is like the study of like psychic phenomena and paranormal stuff.
Yeah, but because you don't really know until later in the book what happens there, you're convinced that they're like taking kids.
Yeah,
and like
it's like a secret cult of like older rich men, and like they pay money for people to stay hush hush.
Yeah, it's very weird.
A sacrifice.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then that because it kind of flashes back between like now and then back then, because there was
the day that Billy goes missing.
The day that Billy goes missing. It's like him. So Ethan, Billy, Ashley, Rajesh, who is now a police officer, and then the other neighbor, Russ.
Yeah.
They go to the institute, and so where are you? Sneak in. Where are you up to?
So I'm up to where Fritz is
one of the neighbors, like an older guy.
Yeah, Fritz is one of the neighbors. Him and his wife weren't able to have kids, so they're the only people that live on the cul-de-sac that don't have children. And Fritz has just told Ethan that he worked at the institute and he was his mum's boss.
Yeah.
And he's telling him like what goes on at the institute, what they were studying, and what happened the day that Billy got caught at the institute, like the day that he went missing.
Yeah.
What happened and how Billy was talking to Ezra, the
leader,
head of the institute, because he wanted to find ghosts.
Yeah, Billy was like obsessed with ghosts when he was a kid, and he was convinced that like they were real, but he'd never seen one.
Yeah, and like at the institute they kind of study that and like try to tap into like paranormal stuff and like speak to spirits and whatever. So like Billy was really interested in that. And then I've read the chapter about Billy's mum and how she's like really anxious about having kids and keeping them safe, and how like she had like a doll when she was younger, and she was so anxious about breaking it that one day she just
broke it
so that she wouldn't have to worry anymore. And I'm like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But then also the chapter before that was, or maybe after, was Ethan had like a different version of the dream that he, like the recurring dream that he has, and he goes to write it in his book, and then he flips to the back page of the book and it's got Hakuna Matata dude written on the back, and it's in a handwriting that isn't his, and he's convinced it's Billy because that's the last thing Billy said to him before he went missing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on? Because then he's like going over to the Chen's house because they have a spare key, and he's like, oh, someone's broken in. Can you check to see if you still have my spare key? And they've still got the spare key. But I have a theory. I think maybe Russ is involved somehow.
Okay.
I think, yeah, like it's weird that they have a spare key, because then Russ could, I don't know, Russ was just being a little bit suspicious when he was younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going back to the mum working at the institute piece, so you learn pretty early on that she worked at the institute and she lost her job because she saw stuff that she shouldn't have. And there was a bit in the book where she was saying, I think it's from her perspective, where she was saying that she was finally making her own money, right?
Yeah.
And she loved the fact that she was making her own money because then like for her husband's birthday and Father's Day, she could buy him gifts without it being his money.
Yeah.
And so she'd got her first paycheck and it was like so much money. And so she bought this watch for him, and she was like so proud of this watch. And then she like had left it at work. That's why she'd gone back that night to go get it. And she saw this stuff that she shouldn't have. And so they fire her immediately. And so she's like, I had to return the watch because I couldn't have afforded it. Yeah. I couldn't afford or justify having bought the watch. That broke my heart.
Yeah.
I was like,
the poor little nugget.
She worked so hard. Yeah. She was so excited. And like, she didn't even do anything wrong.
No.
That broke my heart. But I'd like you.
Am I so close to the twist? Like location wise?
Yeah. It's like any thriller. Like it all happens like in the last bit. But it is so, there's so many twists and you definitely, like you haven't seen it coming.
Really?
Yeah. You're not even close.
Am I not?
Like you just need to finish it. Fuck. Your mind is going to be blown about what has happened.
Is it like far-fetched or does it make sense?
It's not far-fetched. It makes sense. It's just I didn't see it coming. You clearly haven't seen it coming. Like it's just you haven't. And when you think back, you're like, I should have seen it coming.
Really?
Or like you should have. I can't say anything more without giving it away.
Damn. I must admit, I do like I've only read one other Riley Sager book. The Only One Left.
Yeah, that was good.
Everyone needs to read that book.
That was
amazing.
amazing.
Is such a good book. But I really like his writing style.
Yes.
I like how he develops a story.
Yeah.
And yeah, clearly I'm not going to be able to see this twist coming. And like his are ones that I cannot predict. Yeah. And it just, I remember reading The Only One Left and my jaw was fucking on the floor. And then it kept just going further down because there was just twist after twist after. Oh my God.
Very
it was so
good at like integrating paranormal into it as well.
Yeah.
I really want to read Final Girls.
Yes.
That I really want to read that next. Yes. But I gave this 5 stars.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It was really good.
Yeah, it's like sitting at a 4 for me, but that's only because I haven't had a twist yet. If I have a twist and it's a good one,
they're right at the end.
It'll be a 5.
They're right at the end, and there's heaps of them, and you'll be like, "Holy shit, I can't believe."
I could see this being made into a series.
So that's what I said. Yeah.
I don't think it could do it justice in a film format. I think it needs to be like a.
The Only One Left was giving me the Haunting of Hill House vibes. Like I think Mike Flanagan could turn that into a brilliant horror.
They need to team up.
They do.
And like, even if it's not an adaptation of a film, they need to work together in writing because I feel like they could make something fucking phenomenal.
Agreed.
Phenomenal.
I think if they did The Only One Left in the style of The Haunting of Hill House, that would be absolutely fucking phenomenal. Yeah. And I think it would do gangbusters on Netflix. Yeah. And I think that needs to happen, as well as a collaboration where they do their own thing. Yeah,
I'm genuinely surprised that like no one's optioned it for anything, like any of his books yet. Unless it's like a choice and he just doesn't want to.
Let's write him an email.
I think we should.
Okay, let's do it after this.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to email Riley Sager on behalf of everyone.
I reckon, yeah, he's definitely one of my favourite. He's top 3 thriller authors for me, I think.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
Christian White, Riley Sager. Who else do I really like? Maybe that's only top 2 at the moment.
I miss Christian White. Christian, release a new book, my dude. We miss you. Great guy. I love
Sally Hepworth too does a good thriller.
Yeah. Yes, she does.
You like Frida McFadden.
McFadden.
Frida McFuck.
I would say Frida McDeath. But I would say you can't read her books back to back because they are very similar in the way that she structures a story and writes a story. If you don't want them, and I think if you read them back to back, it dilutes how good her books are. Yeah. You need to space them out. Yeah.
I feel like Riley Sager you could almost read back to back because it's...
Yeah, again, but very similar. And I think all authors this has a very distinct way of writing a story. But his stories are so different. Whereas I feel like Frida McFadden...
There's a formula almost.
It's like someone must die today.
Someone must die.
Yeah. Yes. Thriller.
How's The Outback going?
I've read 1 chapter.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been at work.
I don't know what I want to read next. There's so many options.
I kind of want to read Final Girls.
So, you should. I am going to... Oh, I don't even know if I can... Hang on. Kindle.
But yeah, I would give... Everyone has to read Middle of the Night. That's everyone's homework.
So I've got Intermezzo by Sally Rooney.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic Land.
Okay.
I've heard really good things about. It's a thriller but also kind of horror.
Oh, okay.
It's about these people that get stuck at an amusement park and it kind of turns a bit cannibalistic.
Okay, I think we should read something together now. I think it's more fun when we read the same book.
Together?
Yeah.
Also, Saving Noah is on Kindle Unlimited by Lucinda Berry, and everyone says that's like one of her best books.
Okay.
Twisty, fun.
Yeah. Okay.
I do have Final Girls. I can give you a copy if you want
I reckon I'm just gonna buy it.
That.
Yeah. I think we pick one of these,
Yeah.
And we read it together.
Okay.
Unless you want to read the Outback, but I'd happily put that on pause to read.
Yeah, let's put that on pause because you're only a chapter in.
Yeah.
I reckon my vote is either Saving Noah or Final Girls.
Let's go Saving Noah because it's free.
Okay, done.
Let's do that. Let's read that next.
There you go, guys. I reckon we could read that in a week.
Yeah, we're going to do that. I really, 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 really need to pee.
Yep.
So I don't care if you have anything more to say.
Okay.
We're going to stop the episode there. Otherwise, I am going to piss myself on your couch.
Facts.
Which is crazy.
That's insane.
I hope everyone has the best week.
Yep.
Don't forget we're doing the Live Fearless Challenge, which starts this week.
We need to do things
We're going to get out stomping.
Yep.
Head to our Instagram for more information. If you feel like donating, there's links in our bio.
Also, big thank you to all the people that have donated already. We are almost at our goal, which is absolutely insane.
Crazy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the support.
Yeah.
And we're gonna post all about it throughout the whole month of September. So get stomping,
Thank
everyone.
you.
And we will see you next week.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.